You may have seen the signs before. We buy houses for cash. I want to buy your house for cash. But what are these companies? Are they legit? And do they actually provide fair cash offers for your house? So I'm here to tell you today that the truth is companies that buy houses for cash, We Buy Houses or any other company, they typically pay around 70% of your home's after repair value. So not its fair market value, what it's worth currently in the open market, but what your house might be worth after repairs and renovations are made to it and then resold at a later date by the investor. So 70% is a general guideline. So if you think about the numbers, on a $500,000 property, you might only get an offer of about $350,000 from an investor. This is also backed up by Clever Real Estate's own study of over 700 real estate investors, and we found that these investors tend to pay between 65 to 70% ARV for a property with a median offer of 67.5%. So definitely going into this, you should not expect an offer above 70 to 75% of your home's after repair value if you're selling to a cash home buying company. So you're probably thinking, why on earth would anyone take such a big haircut on their property? Well, there's really two main reasons: speed and certainty. Speed, meaning you can get an offer in just a couple of days and you could actually close on this sale within 2 to 3 weeks. And that is extremely fast compared to traditional home sales, which could take 3 to 6 months or even longer in some instances. The second reason is certainty. These are buyers that have deep pockets, they're paying cash, and you typically don't have to worry about the sale falling through for various reasons. First, while they do inspect the house, the offer is not contingent on a home inspection. And then second, it's not contingent on an appraisal. They're paying cash. They don't have to go to a mortgage lender and get a mortgage, and they don't have to get the home appraised in order to qualify for financing since they're paying cash. So these deals do go through most of the time, and there's very little risk of deals falling through. And if you follow the real estate market, you know that recently lots of deals have been falling through. Cancel rates on contracts have been at their highest level in years. So that certainty is definitely appealing in today's real estate market. So this is still an option for certain people. So what comes to mind is anyone that's facing a really tight timeline, whether it's a divorce or you inherited a house that you can't afford to keep, or maybe you're in a bad financial situation where you're facing a potential foreclosure on a house. If you need to sell fast and for cash, then cash home buyer is an option for you. Still, at Clever, we do recommend that you compare your other options first. Definitely don't settle for the first cash offer you get. It's likely not going to be the best one. We highly recommend you get multiple cash offers. And we also recommend that you get a fair market analysis of your property. It's called a CMA report. Get one from a realtor, find out what a professional thinks your home is worth in the current environment, and just get some free advice. Maybe there's other options available to you that you're not aware of, and just go from there, because ultimately that's going to get you a higher price potentially and better terms for your home sale. So here's where things can get a little confusing, because there are actually 4 types of companies that buy houses for cash. And which one is right for you really depends on your situation. So first, let's start with offer marketplaces. This is where Clever Offers, our company, comes into play. This is our favorite choice because we connect you to multiple vetted cash buyers who present offers to you that you can easily compare. So it really puts more power in your hands. And again, comparing offers is the smartest thing you can do if you're selling your house, especially to a cash home investor. And just to reiterate, these buyers have all been vetted by our company. They're all legitimate. They've got cash to close. So you can rest assured that you're not going to get scammed or potentially work with an unethical cash home buying company. So here's how the process works. It's pretty easy. You visit cleveroffers.com, enter in your zip code, the type of property you're looking to sell, and approximately what you think the home is worth, how fast you need to sell, its condition, and then if you're using an agent, and finally your address, and we'll need your contact information to get in touch with you and present the cash offers to you. So your next option is selling directly to a cash home buying company, and these include the well-known brands like We Buy Houses, We Buy Ugly Houses, but also some smaller mom and pop type of investors. They specialize in those properties that need major repairs or have some issues that are holding the house back from selling on the open market. So again, you could get an offer in a couple of days and you can potentially close within a couple of weeks. There's no home inspections, no showings, so it's truly an easy, simple process. But if there's any downsides, it's going to be, again, on the offer price. That 70% rule comes into play here. So that's the price you're ultimately going to pay for the speed and convenience of using a company like this. The next option is what's called an iBuyer. So companies that come to mind are Open Door and OfferPad. These are tech-powered buyers. They operate in select markets and they offer fast closings on homes that are typically in good condition, not really your true fixer-uppers that you would think of. They do tend to pay more than cash home buyers, but again, unlike those traditional cash buyers who target distressed and hard to sell properties, iBuyers are only going to focus on homes that are closer to move-in ready. Finally, you have bridge loan services. Companies like Knock and Homeward, they let you tap into your current home's equity so you can buy your next property before needing to sell your current one. So that way you can move straight into your new place and sell your old one afterward without juggling those two moves or living in temporary housing. So it is an option if you've built up equity in your property, but it is not cheap. So Knock, for example, they currently charge just over 2% convenience fee. Plus they have some loan origination costs. So you have to take that into consideration. And that's in addition to the typical real estate commissions that you're expected to pay on a transaction. So in total, bridge loans can cost you between 9 to 11% of your home sale price. So it is potentially an expensive option, but it is a helpful solution if you're in that situation where you have a property that you want to buy, but you're having trouble maybe selling your current property. So here are our best tips for selling to a cash home buyer. Number one, get a home value estimate. Ask your local real estate agent for a free comparative market analysis report, or CMA report it's called. So this report's based on recent sales of similar homes in your area, and it does give you a solid idea of your home's fair market value. So this is going to help you really spot a lowball offer from a mile away. If your home is worth $500,000, according to a realtor, in its current condition, then you probably aren't going to be willing to accept an offer for, say, $350,000. So get a CMA report. That's my number one tip. Number two, get multiple offers. Clever Offers, we make this really easy on our platform. If you do it yourself, just make sure you get at least 2 or 3 offers, I would say, is a good place to start. You can contact local investors. You could work with a realtor who specializes in cash home sales. That's a good idea. Again, no Clever Offers. If you want an easy solution, just come to our site and fill out the form, and we will help you get multiple offers very quickly. My next tip, ask for proof of funds. A legitimate buyer should provide you with proof of funds, whether that's a bank statement or a letter from their financial institution, confirming that they actually have the cash that's needed to close. So this is important because it protects you from wasting any time with buyers who can't actually follow through on the transaction. So you want to make sure they're legitimate and they've got that cash in the bank to close quickly on your home sale. Next, an earnest money deposit is important. So this is a small upfront payment. It's usually 1 to 3% of the purchase price of the home. It just shows that the buyer is serious and it gives them some skin in the game. I mean, this is really a standard process, standard part of most real estate transactions, including with cash home buyers. So feel free to request an earnest money deposit in this type of situation. Another big tip, just review the contract carefully. Make sure that everything's in writing. You want to make sure the price is right, the closing timeline, any contingencies the buyer is asking for, and any responsibilities on your end. So better yet, get a real estate attorney to help you out if you don't have one, or you could connect with a local real estate agent if you're willing to pay some commission to that agent. And then finally, I think just checking online reviews is very important. Look up the company online, see what the reviews are saying, what past sellers have actually said about the company. So you can look on third-party websites like Google, the Better Business Bureau, and Trustpilot. They should all have dozens of reviews that you could read through. And I would pay super close attention to any patterns that you see in these reviews, any complaints about whether it's lowball offers, missed closing timelines or poor communication. Those are some common issues that might come up. Pay special attention to that. I mean, just make sure that you're working with someone who's reputable, someone who has a history of satisfying their customers. Your best next step is to visit cleveroffers.com, where you'll get competing cash offers from vetted buyers. Compare those offers side by side with no pressure to accept, and ultimately will help you sell fast and sell for more, all in one place. So visit cleveroffers.com to get started. It's 100% free. Like this video and hit subscribe for more real estate advice.